In a world that's evolving faster than ever, this is a space for ideas, knowledge, and connection. Here we exchange insights and perspectives with respect and curiosity, navigating the digital age together. From the mind to the machine, from the human to the future, we're here to explore the boundaries of innovation, creativity, and learning. Welcome to the journey. All right, let's go again. We are back. I mean, I haven't really been away. I am quite present on the shorts version, which apparently it's the new thing. But yeah, so I wanted to get things square. I made well use of my recent hyper focus crisis. So I did quite a few things that were to be done quite a while. I was lately, I have been in the past days, especially, but since my last full video here, the last three, four, you could already see that I was pretty down and low and whatnot. And I did a lot of things wrong since I started my treatment and started studying, because I started to like fucking eat content and read and listen, and which is wrong. I overloaded my brain, and then together with my mental health issues, I ended up blowing up again, basically. So I try to, if you see, most of my videos nowadays are made with AI. I got a Gemini signature as well, got a promo price for 3 months, so I'm making the most of it. In fact, that's one thing I was doing now, is fixing the data, because if you look, let me put myself here. If you look here, this is what I was doing. Like, the amount of videos and data that I have is just unbelievable. So I'm recycling, keeping the ones I may still be able to use to match a couple of videos, and deleting out the rest, because I have already these. Where is it? I have already, you see, like my external hard drive is already full. I have another one of 700 and something, it's also half full. And then my internal one is alright, halfway almost. But yeah, a lot of fucking useless data, like fucking hell, man, it's unbelievable the amount of data. Like, I have the same data in 3 different devices and in 3 different clouds. So now with this signature in Gemini, I have already done a lot of. I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Yeah, fucking, you giving your privacy." I am at the moment in my life that it's either goes and works or it doesn't go into. I mean, I have always been kind of like that, but now more than ever, it's like the problem that I mentioned on previous videos, like purpose and all that. So, yeah, I am really working hard on those matters, and so now I am trying to get organized. Literally do things I just wrote on the post-its. That, if you see, let me show you. Oh, I can. If I can change scenes, yeah. All right, I changed for the full view. That's pretty cool. That changed for the small. That's nothing. Okay. So I can get all right with these, and then I delete that, and then I turn this way because this is the mic. So yeah, as you can see, I have loads of post-it down here, you see? All the way there, plus the board back there. Look at that. Look at that shit there. You know, it's very messy at the moment. It's a lot of shit going on. And I am even that side is pretty messy. I got the high table here. I need to organize. There you go. So yeah, I'm literally trying to get my shit back together. Let's go back to that one, eh? Even all right, even this one. No, this one is better because this one gets a lot of the messy stuff. So yeah, it's very complicated because part of me say that nothing really matters, that I should just fuck off and do what I thought I should have done in 2023, which was to become a nomad, just fucking sell what I had and walk around. And, obviously I was still going to try to do YouTube channel, and because you need, that's one thing. Like, you either, man, and I have spoken about this already, like fucking back in the day in very early videos, I said, man, if, let me put this a little bit up. There we go. Sorry, what I was talking about. You see, my life is fucking like that all the time. Yeah, I already said this back in the day that if you really wanna disconnect, you have to literally forget about everything, like not even have a phone or anything anymore. And it is a big change, It is a big, big, big detachment to do that, to leave everything behind, everything, phone, and just maybe have like one of those regular phones just in case. Or okay, have your phone, but without all these social media and all these, But then, yeah, again, you see, it's a loop. We are trapped. It's very complicated. So I have been really looking on purpose and trying to work, with my traumas because I have them. And again, I have learned a lot. I won't lie. Even despite have overloaded my brain, I managed to hold to some information, and I could, okay, I could see some patterns. I could identify some patterns that I it wasn't my fault. I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to be the one here pointing fingers and say, It was his fault, her fault, their fault, their fault. No, I am simply looking on understanding myself, why I am like that, why I have these mood changes, why I am so sad and so depressed most of the time, to a point that it feels like that's my default. Like the past days being in bed that I could barely look myself in the mirror. It's not easy though. And then doing all the exercises, trying to sit out, and then trying to look to the thoughts from a different perspective, understanding them. But then, as I said, I ended up getting to that cycle that, okay, to overcome these, to not give a fuck for why, I got bitten, why mom, doesn't have any real feelings for me. At least that's what I feel. And, bad relationship with brothers and family in general. I haven't managed to hold anyone around. Friends, literally, if I get my phone today, I don't have one single person I would call to have a chat. Not one. I talk to my AI bots nowadays. So it's not victimizing though. It's just, the way things are. Oops. So that's why I've been away, because I was like, fucking hell, what's the point? And obviously, because again, it's another thing I have already mentioned here. My videos are not the most interesting ones, I am just a Joseph. I should, do more videos talking more about everything I did. It is it is on my plans to do that. It has always been since I've started. But because I have very constant low moods, this is why I used to drug myself often and drink a lot. I was a morning drinker, because that could, for me, when my routine was, okay, let's say wake up around 12, 1 ish, if the night wasn't heavy, and then get ready, smoke, have at least 2 or 3 joints, and then couple of pints of cider probably in the morning with black currant, depending the day, and go to work. And then before work, have another puff, couple of shots to room, and that's how I managed to cope. And then obviously lines, and the time that I was doing lines, it was like fucking, all the time as well. It was always my cope mechanisms, and then now I understand that, but then now I don't have them anymore. And then the lows I am, I have, oh fuck. In fact, this time, this is a painkiller. Someone here told me not to take, but I can't do it without my back. I just want to fucking rip that off, it's fucking horrible. So, again, after I stopped drinking all this fucking, I always had this back pain. I always had this back pain since I remember myself a human. But back in the day when I complained about it, I was called lazy. So I learned not to complain about that, to not be called lazy. And then nowadays I'm paying the price for it. I think that's it. Again, I'm not blaming anybody. That's what happened on there. So now I've been referred to DBT. I do some CBT, but it is not helping me a lot. So I spoke to other psychiatrists. I had a little assessment and they referred me to DBT. Sometimes I think I should. I have already drafted an email. I have been drafting this email for fucking ages to send to my brother, but I'm afraid of sending to him. So, yeah. And I have decided to invest a bit more of effort on my teaching channel because 3,500 people should be already monetized. So I'm working on that. I'm organizing the Hotmart platform where I have only the links there to direct people to the videos, but I am actually now uploading in the platform and then hoping that the platform then is gonna help advertise a little bit because it's gonna hold people inside the platform, which is kind of obvious. And yeah, that's about it. The reason why I disappeared, it was because I couldn't care less. I didn't find any reason or any purpose or any meaning of coming here and doing this again. I still don't know, but I am doing just because expectations, I suppose. This is what moves us at. This is why it is the way it is. Sometimes you don't want to do anything, you just want to fucking be like I was, like a fucking ball in the bed, and but you're expected to do things like today. My student, I was expected to be there, and I had to be there. Even during these days that I was down, there were moments that I had to come here. I had to send the homework. I had to correct the homework. So it's not like, I cannot do what I really want to do because expectations. There are people around that expect things from me, and I have to do. And honestly, what I really want to do was, I wouldn't sell my computer because I like the digital though. Like after I have learned, as I said, I think the digital is part of it, you know? I like talking to my bots. I like creating things. I have like two homework apps, browser, cloud apps. But, for me, that couldn't do fuck all. This is fucking unbelievable. And then I hopefully will finish these data setting, data organization, data clearance in the next 2 days. I'm also listening to Scattered Mind from Gabor Mate. He explains a lot. Like every time I hear anything from him, like every time I hear his explanations and the reasons why some things are the way they are, and then I look at my life and then I'm like, fuck, there you go. Literally I just go, there you go. That's why. And again, I don't want to blame anybody. I just want to understand because, it's not normal. It's not normal a person be sad like I am, especially sometimes in some circumstances that don't convey. And the need of substances always to keep me going, something really annoying as well, you know? So yeah. Oh, the only good thing is now I get buds from the government. I got prescribed medical cannabis. Oh fuck, YouTube is gonna cut that off. I'll see if I'm not gonna edit though. Baga. I was seeing a couple, Brazilian guy, got married. He got married to a Brazilian girl. No, the Brazilian guy got married to a Italian girl. Yeah, it's looking like that. And just, the guy from Rio de Janeiro and then the girl Italian, and just playing around about the cultural differences. In less than a month, they monetize on YouTube. I'm not saying their content is bad or anything. It's not that. Just saying that there are a lot of irrelevant content out there that also have monetized, And fucking hell, man, I am almost 10 years on YouTube since 2018. $3,570, I think. Yeah. 370. Let me see. It was 72. Let's see if it changed. If it has changed. Fuck out here. Fucking hell, 3 subscribers up. It was 372, 375 now. So my shorts are, because I haven't done any longer video here as well. Mostly shorts and everything with AI. You wanna see? Oops. Everything like.
Você acha que esquece inglês porque tem memória ruim? Talvez não seja.
There are also some upper level. It's no. It's not everything in Portuguese. I have done some. Oh, some funny ones.
O método PMN não ensina apenas. É o inglês da vida. One expression you'll often hear is give me a bell. It simply means give me a call. For example, when you arrive, give me a bell.
You see, because then now I got a promotion on CapCut with a student email, because I'm studying psychology next month at the Met University. I'm looking forward for that, actually. I'm hoping that a few things that happen to bring me purpose and motivation. So yeah, This is what's happening here. This one here, I don't even. I got one subscriber here. Yeah, two in the last 28 days. That's fucking cool. I was losing quite a few lately. Again, because I did some shorts that were really shite. So it's understandable. So yeah, I have connected also Claude the other day. I did like all those analysis. I have like fucking hell my email, man. I was talking about that and I diverged. But I connected to ChatGPT. Fucking hell, I cleaned my inbox just like that. I connect my Gmails as well. We cleaned the inbox just like that. It's pretty cool though. I understand that it might be easier to be hacked or whatever, you know, but human vale cuy, to be honest, you know. But yeah, I'm doing, I think, what it needs to be done. I'm upset as well because I was trying to reconnect to mom, but it didn't work out. I think that was the other thing that fucking. I started to read some Freud and started to go back and visit some moments in order to understand them. It just brought me a lot of anger, a lot of bad feelings, you know. But I'm working on it. You know, it's one thing I was, oops, the other one. One thing I was mentioning, like, look, I have all the initials of my family members here, my grandfather here, my father here, here. I've got my brother's eye in my back. That's it. I hope so. But yeah, all of these I did to try to show them that I love them, that, you know, they are my family. And the thing is, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's me at the moment. The thing is, I am blamed for all the things I did in my teenage. And I did a lot of shit. You know, I left my parents' house when I was 15 and I did a lot of shit. Yeah, fuck. From stolen cars to. Yeah, we better stop that. But again, I was always hoping to be rescued. And every time I did get rescued, I got bitten the shit out of. I got bitten my soul out of me. And it was never like a family embracement, you know, like, come on. It was always bam, bam, bam. So, or at least that's all I remember because it marked more. But again, you see, by the situation I am now, that just proves that's it, that I am not wrong. So then again, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that perhaps all the shit I've done, it was because I not only didn't have any support, which is common to have. I know a lot of people out there didn't have. I'm talking about my story and the way I am dealing with, yeah? It's like it's the same as listen to Gabor Mate. You know, the guy was given away during the Nazi invasion, so it already makes it, while you are learning, it already makes you think, yeah, fucking hell, I. But again, when it comes from your family members, I think it's a bit more complicated. But I'm working on it. And I will try to do at least once a week again these videos. You guys please watch and say something. Yeah, I know it's boring. It's not, oh, it's fucking already half an hour. I'm here moaning about life. But this is a vlog, eh? It's as using the algorithm, you know? People like bad things, so join me. But again, jokes apart, I don't think, you know, I have been worse and I have been better, you know? So I think that's just the way it should be. I think so. And the more I try to understand, the less I understand. So not exactly, but it's not easy. But here we go. Let's do Celsius and the algorithm again. Let's try to pick it up. I will try to make a long video for the Celsius teacher, all with avatars. I don't feel like recording wearing the teacher avatar, you know? It's already being heavy enough during classes. Luckily, the students I have at the moment, we know each other quite well. So it's not that hard. I mean, I still have to make more effort because they know me a bit more. But anyway. And then get back here and trying to, for example, now I was watching the bizarre phenomenon. So what's his name? The big think interview for interview classes. Neuroscientist David Linden. So he's talking about the bizarre phenomena that medicine struggles to explain. It's a podcast. No, it's an interview on Big Think. It's the name of it. So yeah, I want to try to get back at least to do the vlogs, talking about a podcast or a movie, or you know, chatting up and trying to exactly this, trying to keep walking. So this is what we're gonna do, hopefully once a week. And again, as I have in all the other videos, promised that I will try to make more interesting, and I will never make vlogs like that guy that from New York. What's his name? I'm not gonna remember now. Shade, Ace, I don't know. But yeah, this is just Cecil's in the algorithm, a guy going through life, learning, wishing not have. Still here. Let's do this. I hope you guys stick with me, and so we can have a laugh still. Thank you if you watch till here. You're the man or the girl, the woman.